to hear from Elim, the founder of 77th Street, on what it takes to truly succeed in business and life.
I love to inspire people. I love to inspire the next generation of change makers, because I think this is a generation that is driven by purpose. And if we show them the purpose, they will rise up and be able to change the world for a better place.
That's an amazing aspiration. And I know, in fact, that many of our viewers, they're exactly that age group. And they have that mindset. So they want to do things, they want to do big things, they want to make a difference. And I know through the work you do, you actually work a lot with youth, right?
That's right. Yes.
And you also work a lot with social enterprises, and you try to explain to people that it's possible to make money and do good.
That's right. Yes.
But I know that, again, our audience, it's exactly these kind of people. So they want to do good, they also want to make money because it's important, and at the same time make some positive change in the world. Yeah. So, and we are pleased and thrilled to have you today.
No, I'm excited. Yes.
And I know you have done just so much, and there are all kind of achievements and awards and recognitions, and you can just Google your name and all kind of stuff comes up.
In everything, there's always a sacrifice. I think, as I shared earlier as well, I had to give up my hair salon to be focusing on 77th Street street style fashion store. I think in life, we all have equation of giving up something for something at the same time. So if you want to be successful, success comes with a lot of pain, a lot of patience, a lot of endurance, perseverance, and really doing it. Ultimately, you'll get some form of success, right? But we also celebrate every little success that we have. But I think what is most important is your focus on what you want to do, and that carries that spirit of breaking through to success. So along the way, you have a lot of obstacles. It's not smooth. But everyone celebrate the end point, but you forget the journey. The journey is the most exciting part of success. And yes, I didn't do well in academics in school, but I really love doing it. And there's a principle that I like about 10,000 hours principle by Malcolm Gladwell. I really love that principle because we all start on the same point of hours. So if you want to be doing a talk show like what you're doing, if I want to be a speaker, I want to be a videographer, I want to be a sportsman, and you want to be a chef. Everyone starts on the same level. It's just who clocked the 10,000 hours first, and how short within the time you can clock that 10,000 hours. So for athletes who compete in the world best, that's why I always believe they actually practice 10,000 hours before they go to Olympics, which is every 4 years. And then you have your football World Cup and everything is also every 4 years. If you notice that 4 years pattern. So if you sacrifice 8 to 10 hours of practice every day, doing what you love to do, and then build upon it, add value to it, learn about the industry, learn about the techniques, learn everything that you can within that 4 years, you will be the best in what you want to do. And then you keep on practicing. So you want to be a singer, you want to be a musician, you see they practice very hard. So that sacrifice of doing it needs to take action. So it's not easy. You don't just sit down and dream. You can be a very good dreamer after 10,000 hours and just dream of being successful, but you need to take that action.
You think about the action, of course, and actually actively going there and doing things, right? Yeah. So, but it's also, again, it's important about decisions we make, right? Because I just want to highlight it, because that was probably one of the earlier stages when you could have decided to do something different. Right, because here at the school, they told you clearly you didn't fit in the profile.
That's right.
So somebody else would feel very disappointed, very depressed, and maybe their life would go down spiral,
That's right. Yeah.
But not in your case. In your case, right, you said that you want to do something else, and that's the mindset we're talking about.
Yeah, but I still believe in something that I do, whether I started out as a hairstylist, right? I still want to be the best hairstylist. I want to be like Vida Sassoon, coming back from London, right? And then after that, eventually went into fashion, and I still want to be the best of that industry as well. And, even though a lot of people in the early days thought we were cult, because, they don't understand what this industry was about. They said, oh, you sell funny stuff.
Cult?
And they thought we were cult.
And you're going to take money and real estate.
Yeah, but all these people were like, what kind of music, what kind of style, what kind of fashion we're wearing, and things like that. But today, everyone is wearing streetwear. Everyone is into street style, right? Music and everything becomes a form of your lifestyle. And so it takes many years to change an industry. And today, people want to take photos with me, and parents want to take photos with me and say, I want to show my children, I know you.
Of course, because you're inspiration.
Yeah, but in the early days, parents would pull their kid away and say, don't go to that shop, right? But it takes a long time, and education becomes a part of educating people. we also are one of the co-founders of Singapore Street Festival, where we created, people to be able to, we create platform for people to perform, sing, dance on stages where they are able to bring up the creativity in them, in terms of music, in terms of dance, in terms of even graffiti art and mural arts and all that on the streets of Singapore. And eventually we bring it out around to different regions at the same time. And so we need to build that lifestyle into educating people as well to understand what this whole culture is all about, all fashion is about. And I think that becomes a form of a natural progression, but everything takes time, like the 10,000 hours, right?
4 years.
So what excites me is that the 10,000 hours principle is, even though you may be an A student, I may be the end of the class, but I can spend more time in practicing what I love to do. I can be ahead of you if you have less time, right? You could be smarter. Yes, eventually now, I'm very excited about learning. I learn about marketing. I learn about things that I'm interested in. I read a lot now, but very short reading summaries that I read from maybe someone who posts on internet, or I listen to a lot of things online on YouTube as well. Learning of other people's, like this TV show is about learning, right?
Of course.
And I build upon it. And I learn from people who've been there and done that. People who have walked that journey, whether it's success or even failures. Because when I listen to people talk about failures, I don't fall into the same hole. Because then I know how to overcome failures, how to avoid failures, how to jump over certain obstacles, and to learn from that at the same time. So it's not just success, but everything that we do have a certain sacrifice. But a lot of people say, oh, we want work-life balance. Yes, life is not very balanced if you don't have the right money, you don't have the amount of money that you need to do things right? You need balance, but everything also have a sacrifice, right? So we all need to add value and to find a balance in our life, but ultimately you need to know what add values to your life.
Of course. So if I'm speaking about work-life balance, so what it is for you? How would you define it for yourself?
Well, I love what I do, right?
Okay.
Every day, even though I spend many hours working, I spend mentoring, I spend time listening to young people out there, I spend time in a lot of speaking engagements out there, and all that, but I love what I'm doing. And so it is not work, it is play. I play every day, right? So you have to love what you do. If you don't love particularly something that you do, that on the side, you can always find a project that you love to do. Sacrifice your time there, because you may be, working for someone, but that work gives you an income, gives you stability, gives you the ability to be able to help and volunteer in things that you love to do, right? So it's a balance. Yeah. So it has to come to a balance, and I think you need to have mentors as well, and people you can speak to, so that they can balance your life and they can add value to your life and share certain tips and certain things with you at the same time, and keep you balanced.
Of course, and Elim, you clearly very strong-willed and very free-spirited woman. Okay,
Thank you.
And welcome. And you're also very much a pioneer, right? And everything that you have done, and you said it took some time, society even to accept what your values, what you stand for.
That's right. Yeah.
So I would like to ask you, so what helped you to keep going forward, right? Because there are many people out there who want to be you kind of became a role model without planning it. Right?
Yeah.
Right? What I mean,
it's just doing it.
Yes, you were just doing, you wanted, you were passionate about it, and then just happened to be that now people look up to you. There are many other people, and now again, it's very trendy these days. Many young people, they're like, I'm going to do this for 10 years and I'm going to become a mentor and role model, right? So, and they have maybe fantastic ideas, and they also want to do great things for the world.
Yes.
But then you get this pressure, because the moment you have idea that's maybe controversial, or the idea maybe is not really bought by the society, and if you have to stand by your words for 10 years, let's say, with people trying to question it and maybe put you down, or trying to, advise you not to do this. So how did you manage to just, kind of hang in there, and pull it through?
Well, ideas and all that are new, and no one knows it except you, and it's inborn in you to do it, right? You have to believe in it in the first place to start off, right? It takes time to get people to believe in you. But sometimes you can find a few people around you that believes in you. And that belief is a very strong word. Like my teacher believed that, I could make it in life. Because everybody thought I'm going to fail
one teacher.
In life, except for one teacher.
One person. I'm going to highlight it. One person.
That one person in my school life, right? Yes. In different journey, we have different people.
So the entire school, one person.
One person believed that I would become a millionaire, because I came up with a story that I want to be a millionaire, and she said, I believe you can. And she followed, my journey of life, and she always reminded me that, you want to be a millionaire, you want to be successful, you have to be focused, right? Even though I didn't do well in school. And she followed me even when I went to London. I came back. She made sure every year she would meet up with me, have my favorite chicken rice with me, and every Christmas she gives me a Christmas present, right? And except for one year where I waited for her to contact me, it's 1997 and December 19, and I was waiting for her to call, but the call never came because she died in a Silk Air crash. So she passed away in a Silk Air crash, and I never could thank her for who I became. And I thought that the seed of belief that she planted in me is something that I could plant in every young person, that belief that they are able to become somebody someday. As long as they have a dream, they have a passion, they are able to become the person they want to be. And that's the seed of what she have planted. And I believe I want to plant in everyone that there is a belief that in them that they will become somebody, and they'll be driven by the purpose of what they want to be.
And that was real world business and life lessons from Elim too. Elim shares even more stories and tips in the full interview that you can watch right now. Just go to www.yanatv.com/Elim and enjoy watching the full video. And of course, share this episode with your friends and subscribe to our channel. And I will talk to you next week. Until then, live fearlessly.
I think every project is like a baby to a director. I think you birth a different baby.